The first year I was on the show, as a matter of fact, I think it's why people liked my smile. I was so nervous on the show that my cheeks would shake. And so I would smile because try smiling big, your cheeks can't shake. And so I would smile all the time. Well, first of all, I loved everybody on the show. I was happy but nervous. And it stopped the cheek shaking. And of course, I don't think it was a whole year, let's say 6 months, I was nervous. But the smile sold. That's what they always wrote about, that and my earrings. And do you know why I wore the earrings? And I still have hundreds of them in the closet here. Um, After the second week of the show, I borrowed an evening gown from a friend. The third week, I guess I blew my whole salary buying something on sale to wear. And I finally went to Alan Sherman and Mark and all uh, and said, I can't afford to do your show anymore. I can't on $165. Now, just think what we got paid. We were the number 5 show for the whole 7 years I was on that show. And I got $165 a week salary, for which I had to pay the government, my agent, the rent. I shared the apartment with Audrey. And buy an evening gown? No way. So that's what started giving credits. And they gave credits to, first of all, it was Bergdorf Goodman, and then a wonderful woman from Boston. She would come down once a month with a great big trunk full of clothes, and I could pick out 4 outfits to wear that month, and I could wear them after the show. I had the best wardrobe in New York. Well, I don't know if loving is the word, but they found out, I guess in a hurry from the ratings or something, that it was funnier if they did things to Jayne. And occasionally they would do things to Henry, but never to Faye Emerson or Bill Cullen that I remember. It was me, number one. And because we all socialized together, they knew everything about me. And so once they knew that I was terrified of rats, the secret was they had a rat under Jayne's chair, but they never said in a cage. And when the secret came out, I screamed and jumped right up in the air, pushed Henry off his chair, and landed on his chair. Another time, we were going to Europe in the summer, and they knew that I had to have, you have to have inoculations to go into certain countries. And so they knew that I didn't care to have inoculations. I'm not much on medicine. So they would work with Steve, you see, and say, tell the doctor not to be available this week or whatever it was. And the secret was we're going to inoculate Jayne for her summer vacation. And they did. And I was singing, which I always do when I have to have an inoculation. And that's funny. I think that's kind of cute because I was singing, I don't know what, let's say San Francisco or something. And suddenly, as I'm singing along, let's say it would be Steve's song, you're walking along the street, or you're at a party. These were the natural things. Nobody could teach you to do that. There's no way you could teach. They don't sign really great game players, although Mark Goodson insisted that you be a good game player. Because it doesn't matter that you guess. It's how you narrow it down. You see, the reason that they make mistakes when people cheat, it shows. No one ever cheated. In the 7 years in the first place, there's no way you could cheat because we had no makeup department or hair department, as I told you, and we would arrive a half an hour before the show, and as you entered, there was a man at the door, and the door to get to the stage was about 8 feet wide, and it was metal. I could hardly open it. And you went upstairs and you sat until it was time to come down to do the game. And Faye, Emerson and I would just sit there and we would talk and laugh and gossip. Well, when I went to Leo DeRocha, that's the band's name, when I went to Boston, this charity, these lovely, very wealthy women met me at the airport in a Rolls Royce, and they said, "Oh, Miss Meadows, the head of the Harvard Law School is so sorry he can't be here to this game tonight because he wants to meet you. He said you should have been a lawyer." And I said, "But my family are all lawyers. Even today, my nieces are lawyers. And I think one of my grandsons will be a lawyer." And she said, because he watches I've Got a Secret, and he thinks it would be a wonderful game to have played at the Harvard Law School to teach the young lawyers how to narrow down. And he says Jayne Meadows narrows down like a lawyer. She should have been a lawyer. That's what made people like the game. It was not just funny. It was, is she going to guess it? Most of the time I didn't guess the answers.